Hello. I would like to go ahead and apologize now for what you're hearing now does not match up with what I'm saying currently in this video. That is because I, as the keeper, the runner of this channel, the Dissonance Complex, forgot to unmute myself during the intro, so I am over recording my own audio. So, like to thank you for joining us on the Dissonance Complex, where we are just as crazy as we are lovely. I just wanting to go ahead and let you know that during this recording, I am under the weather with a sinus condition, so please ignore any audio mishaps on my end or going silent. It's because I have a sore throat. But anyways, away from that, I would like to welcome you to the second season of Within an Evil Cage, better known as Shattering the Cage. We are moving to this platform from now on. The previous platform that I was on, we had some professional differences, which has caused us to move here. But in this episode, we will be talking to Kayla, who tonight is playing Charlie, now known as Charlotte Jarvis, as she heads off to work, bringing her two kids. Normal day of work, you know, after all, what could go wrong when you work at a museum? Anyways, I'm gonna let me, who was there for the recording, take over now. So have a wonderful time and roll for sanity.
Um, Hi. Yes. It is me, Kayla, and for as long as possible, I'm going to be playing Charlotte Jarvis, or Charlie as she prefers to go by. Um, Former art thief turned museum worker, and a proud mother of two. But let's see. I guess should I describe her for the audience or
You probably should. This is a second season.
okay? Okay. Sorry. Nervous. Ugh. Let's see. She is on the taller side, fair skin, uh, brunette, brown eyes, and just a very pretty woman. And yeah, I am heading off to work. And unfortunately, everyone is busy, so kids are with me today. But
Yep,
that's fine.
you guys just got off the boat. You most likely a little bit drunk, and that's putting it nicely. Your kids are just staring at you. Um, the youngest, little baby Jarvis is casually just kind of laughing at the fact that you were turning green and just kind of like trying to grab and pull on your hair. He's only a year old. Your 4 year old is just stares at you with the beady eyes that she always has and just goes, Mother, why do you have an irrational fear of water and boats? Because if so, we could have just taken a plane.
No, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. It was more time consuming to take the plane. A boat is fine, sweetie.
I mean, it's true, it adds like a 12-hour period into our travel cost. But like, okay, I'm gonna drop it because you look like if I keep going, I might be grounded, and I'm not allowed to get a dead rat for my birthday.
Mm, mm. Questions are fine, honey. Just not when mommy needs to focus on the fact your brother is very fascinated with hair right now. We're in that point of life.
Hey, at least he hasn't entered his terrible twos yet, or at least what I read from the parenting book that I found in your office.
We've talked about this, sweetie. We don't go into mommy's office without her being there.
You were technically in there. You were just also doing a lot of work.
Oh, all right. Please ask before you just start reading some of mommy's books or messing with mommy's stuff. Okay? Okay.
Okay. And after that little conversation, Charlie's able to like go to a bathroom or a gas station, freshen up to look like they weren't just having panic attacks on a boat. Um, and then you're off to work in one of the largest museums in Greece and one of the oldest. You go in there, you go through the front doors, even though you could take like the service entrance. You take your kids to the front door because it's more interesting to show them the statues rather than a blank empty hallway. um, Jarvis just kind of looks over and just smiling at everything. There's like a very like old like ancient like rattle that's in there, and he just kind of tries to grab to it, doing the I want.
No, 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 sweetie, no, no.
Your daughter doesn't walk off, but you notice for a second she's like maybe in the next room. You can still see her through the door, and she's looking at all the ancient weapons and all the murder devices.
The answer's no, sweetie.
But I want a guillotine.
No, no, no.
But if you have a third child, you can only have two, so I need a murder weapon.
That is not true. Like, Annabelle has 3 nieces and nephews.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can have more than 2 children. You know this.
Fine. I won't buy a guillotine with Dad's credit card again.
Please don't.
She eventually comes back. Um, you spend like a couple hours, the most that you can, to like give your kids a moment around the museum, which just leads to your daughter asking more questions about murders and wars and more concerning things that a 4-year-old should probably not be talking about.
No, but you know what? I mean, she's taking an interest in history, so we can answer questions to the best of our ability.
You as you're walking to your office, you're walking by some of the more Greekish, Roman section, and your daughter just looks at you blank in the face, going, "Hey, mom, did you know there's very much rumors that Julius Caesar was actually very gay?"
Makes sense.
I
Okay.
read it in a history book that he wanted to be cremated and his ashes spread with his best friend in the same urn. But remember, they were roommates.
They always are, sweetie. They always are.
Mm. So are
Or
you
just very close friends, as history also likes to use, especially with authors.
Ah. So does that mean I can tell my friends that you and Dad are just very close roommates?
No. Uh, okay. Okay, you know what? Mommy has a few things to do while here, and then we can go spend the rest of the day doing whatever it is you want, okay? Shouldn't take too long.
Nice, cool. So does that mean we have to go to the daycare section, or are we not trusted to walk around the museum after we almost accidentally destroyed a priceless artifact?
Who's a brilliant, brilliant girl?
We're going to the daycare.
Yeah.
But is Susan going to be there? She said my pigtails look ugly.
No. Susan better not still be here.
I know. I looked at her and I told her it's not my fault that you've never read a fashion magazine in your entire life to know that pigtails are currently in, and the next style is actually going to be beehives. They're all over the fashion magazines. It's not my fault she's still wearing a long hair bob cut from the 1920s.
If if there are if Susan is somehow still here, ignore her or find ways to make her life miserable without getting caught. Because technically you can't be in trouble if you're not caught.
Am I allowed to use magic?
No.
Is my brother allowed to use magic?
He's a baby. No, you're not. No, your brother can't even fully agree to help you in this. No, you. No.
Fine, I won't use magic. You watch as she snaps her fingers and you feel Annabelle's magic leave her fingers.
Yeah, yeah. No, sweetie, you're. Look at it this way.
Mm-hmm.
If you used magic in this moment, it would almost be cheating. It's an unfair advantage against an already very sad person.
But what if I had used magic to give her $1 million so she can quit her job and she no longer has to work here?
Susan would find a way to still be here.
Hey, Mom,
Still.
why do you hate Susan so much?
Silly adult things, that's why. And here we are, daycare.
Cool. See, I was wondering if it dealt with your screams on the phone, but I'll ask about those later. You seem really stressed.
Last time Susan and I saw each other, there were words. I don't always appreciate how she likes to speak to my children.
Oh, I thought it was because she was flirting with Dad the other day.
Be good and we can get ice cream afterwards, okay?
Ice cream! She runs into daycare.
Okay. Drop her and JJ off.
Yeah. She runs in going ice cream, and JJ is JJ compared to his sister is a little more underdeveloped, but one's kind of a genius, but JJ is still having issues communicating. So, in the most adorable fashion, he just yells out, "Mommy cream! Mommy cream!"
Yeah. Okay. Just gonna smile and let it happen and just anyone who just wants to look weirdly can fight me. You know what? They can fight me.
Yeah, there are some whispers, but then like your work bestie, who is more of like a heavy set woman, but this woman could punch a bear out with like one fist. She's fully like walking around like eating like a whole ass bag of chips. She's not supposed to, but nobody will stop her. And you just hear her yell, being like, "Oh yeah, Susan. I swear the other day your daughter was in here and said I want to fire fuck mommy. I want to fire fuck so hard." And you said nobody was allowed to talk about it. Maybe before you come to the fact that a child can't say ice cream, you should look at your child. You can't say fire truck. She just walked by you and just goes, Don't worry. I am off. I worked the night shift last night. Here are the keys. Also, I heard news that Susan's gonna be fired recently because she slept with the boss.
Oh. Well, I mean, how else would she even manage to get this job to begin with? Let's be real.
I know. She knows nothing about history. Not even any important. How is she working in a museum?
I have no idea.
I
Well, apparently now we know.
Yeah. I mean, it's just rumors. We can't confirm or deny anything,
Of course not.
but we all know it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. She walks off. She gives you the key to like the back room, so you can go to all like the storage rooms, which is usually where you guys two work in the back, identifying historical pieces, carbon dating, all of that good stuff.
Okay. All right.
Mm. Yeah, as you go back there, it is a decently, dark room. You flip a switch, and the old, like, rickety lights swing back and forth. It's still like very dim lighting, but it's traditional. It's an old museum. There's been like tickets like on the board asking to like fix the lights. There's crates of multiple different artifacts, tight hallways, which, why only one person usually works back here to go through and through. There's the occasional thought that you wonder how does your work bestie get through some of these cracks? She does. Nobody knows. She just fits. Um,
She's
you're
bright. She's resourceful. She
yeah,
knows how to do this.
it's why you love her. She's not stupid. Uh, you're able to go through, and as you go through, there's almost a soft whisper that you hear in the back of your head coming from one of the crates that is just going, "Help, help, help." And it's slowly getting silenter, like someone's like suffocating, or like the voice is getting farther away.
Can I tell what crate that's coming from?
Um, roll me a spot hidden to determine the exact crate.
Wait, no. No, I want the red dice. They were rolling really well last time.
Mhm.
No! That's a 91.
I mean, you
I,
can always push it. It's up to you.
this, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, we'll
Mhm.
try. We'll push it. Better. 29 out of 68.
So
So
that would
that,
be a hard success for you.
yeah, yes, it is.
Mhm. You At first, it takes you a moment, and then you just happen to sit down on a crate and take a moment to breathe. You think maybe you're just hallucinating, or your mental health is starting to act up. It's been a bit since you've been back in the office. And then you hear it again, except it's coming from right under you.
Okay.
Mhm,
I'm not crazy. There is. Okay, okay.
mhm,
And yeah, I'm going to carefully open the crate.
mhm. As you open the crate, audience, this is where I'm going to give you a warning for a little bit of body horror that's about to come up. Um, you open the crate and you see human remains. You can't tell if it was a teenager or an adult, but you can literally see, as it seems, there's spiders coming out from its mouth, its eyes, portions of their body, almost every single pore seems to be gushing out blood. Um, their feet seem to have been completely cut off and sewed on, or their feet have goat hooves. And the more you look at it, I am going to need you to make me a sanity check.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
I got 67. I can do this.
Mm.
Okay, that's a 43. That's a pass.
Okay, so roll a d4 and half your number with a minimum of one.
That is a 1.
So you only lose 1 point of sanity
All
from
right.
seeing this.
All right.
Um, you see it, you feel like something is trying to infect your mind. Your body feels like it's shaking, and every part of you is just feeling like things are crawling inside of you. There's a moment where you open your mouth and you cough and you swear you see a spider come out. But through the years of therapy, you're able to calm yourself down to realize you're just hallucinating, nothing's wrong. You're able to take a step back real quick and just calm yourself, deep breathing, however you've learned to cope.
It's fine. It is noon. You are in the hallway of the museum. It is just a crate. There's nothing in it. It's fine. Okay. Okay.
Do you look back in the crate?
Yes.
You see the exact same thing, but as some of the spiders move around, there seems to be a metal piece that shines at the bottom of the crate.
Um. Okay. I should probably have tools in here and gloves to wear for like really delicate
Mm-hmm.
and fragile things. To help to where hopefully I can go in and get whatever that is.
Yeah, you're easily able to, put on like your historian gloves. You have like your tools and stuff. Now, I want you to make a dodge check against the spider's attack.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Got decent dodge. That is a 40 out of 42. Barely.
Somehow, as you are doing this, you're able to move quickly. Anytime you feel a spider getting like trying to bite, you're able to quickly move your hand so you're not getting attacked. And you pull out a beautiful, stunning chain. It is a rose quartz metal. And on the end of it, there is a tiny little heart locket that swings back and forth. Despite the body and the records that you can see on the front of the crate, this body is apparently from um, the anarchy period of ancient Greece. But despite that, the locket is something that's almost modern.
Huh. Um, could I use the evaluation skill I have to?
You may.
Okay. I'd like to use it on this locket.
Mhm.
And that is a 1%.
So a critical.
Yee. I did a thing.
Mhm. So as you're looking at this locket, you are able to tell that it is a rose ghost metal, how it was produced by, the little salt, water, electricity current, the normal way they dye, metals. The chain seems to be a couple years newer compared to the locket, so it seems it has been fixed throughout the years by some of the bolts not having the same rust or even a different type of metal. The main part of the locket seems to be like a carbon nickel, so you can tell it's like from like the late 1800s because that metal's not usually used anymore, compared to like the screws holding the locket together, more of like a stainless steel. The locket has been coated with like. So as you finish looking at this locket, you are able to go to your office where you can find the detailed reports of all of this if you so wish to.
Yes, I would like to go towards my office. Find the detailed reports.
You go to your office. There's a couple crates and stuff you have to go through. The entrance of the hallway is recently empty. There's a bucket collecting water. There's a bit of a leak. You were able to get the boss to like agree to like get the stuff moved around so this way it's not leaking on any artifacts. Um, you go through there. You get close to your office, and the door is slightly ajar, and the light is on.
I'm going to reach into my purse,
Mm-hmm.
put one hand on the pistol I keep there,
Mm-hmm.
and just very slowly carefully and hopefully quietly
Mm.
approach to kind of peek in and see who's in there.
You're able to move in there closely, and you hear a voice that you swear you recognize as General Constantine that just softly speaks. I really must get them a doctor.
Could I? That's what I hear. Am I able to like peek in and see that he's in there?
As you peek in there, there's nobody in there.
There was someone in here, though. I know there was.
Your office looks fine. Everything's in place of where you've expected it to be when you left it the last time you were in person.
I'm double checking, making sure
Mm.
that I know someone was. I know he was in here. I'm not crazy. I know I heard him.
Give me a spot hidden,
Okay.
mm.
That is a 33.
Which is a hard success for you.
Yes. Find that
Um,
card.
as you look through, you are able to find a piece of paper that has all three of your names. There's a new name added on there that just says Dr. Nobody. And then it takes you a moment to realize this is usually where your book of life is. It's been slightly moved.
By pick up, and I'm just going to quickly like flip through it, make sure like pages haven't been taken or tampered with in any way.
Um, Everything seems fine. You're welcome to try and connect to the spirits inside of the book if you want to.
I might wait on that.
Mm,
I will call Sam and see if he can get in contact with the general or
mm,
even look into
mm.
a doctor. I don't know the first name, nobody. Like
Mm.
he should probably be able to get a background check done
You
faster than I can.
will remember Dr. Nobody was the coffee obsessed intern from season one.
Okay, I just didn't want to meta that. I wanted to make sure.
You would recognize the last name. He did sign off on
Okay.
papers for you.
Okay.
So you have a vague
Um
idea of who he is.
okay, still ask Sam to get in contact with the general if I can call him. If not,
Yep.
that's fine. And otherwise, make a mental note to drop by the university and talk to that coffee obsessed intern myself.
Mhm. You're able to call Sam. He does his normal hi, able to hear some distress in your voice. We're not really going to go into the conversation because Anna's not here. Um, you're able to talk for a moment, and then you hear a crash. The line seems to go busy for a moment, and then you hear a very whispering, exaggerated voice. You swear that you're able to, you know who it is, but it's on the tip of your tongue. Your brain isn't able to recall whose voice this belongs to. And all you hear is, you know, if you stopped coming after me, Charlotte, I could stop taking what you love. And the phone line goes dead. And when you look down at the phone, the wire has been cut. And can you give me a listen check?
Okay. Listen. For me, that is an 82 out of 43, so that's a fail.
Um, you do hear like cracking and like people like something's like scuttling down the hallway. You are able to pinpoint like who it is or if it's a person. It just gets closer as it seems like it's getting faster. You're able to prepare, like you're putting your hand back on your gun as the anxiety's rushing, And it's just Faye popping in. You're like, Mommy, we have a problem.
Okay. What's the problem? What's the problem, sweetie? And I'm like trying to push the book, the paper, and the gun back into my bag.
Mm,
A brief,
mm,
trying also to
mm,
kind of hide like the that fear and anxiety and shame of I
mm.
was ready to point a gun at and shoot my own kid
Uh,
in what should be a safe place.
I will say that is going to be a power roll.
Okay. All right. 30 out of 50.
So that's another about a hard success for you.
Regular. I need a 25 to get to hard.
Um, you start to feel all of that anxiety and that stress, and it's almost like you're able to feel that almost reality is slipping away from itself. You're detaching as the PTSD is starting to take over your mind. Your husband, you just heard, was in a car crash because you called him. You must be at fault for that. And your daughter was just trying to come and tell you something, and you almost had a gun to her head.
What what's the problem? What's wrong, sweetie?
You seem to be going through a lot, but you
Uh,
know how JJ is allergic to peanut butter?
yeah, he has a note on his little file, and I make sure to tell them just about every week.
Susan's trying to feed him a PB&J.
Of course, she like I don't even think she's fully aware that she has walked away from Faye and is just walking almost with a purpose towards the daycare, like
Mm,
almost like she's watching herself storm off
mm.
in this moment.
Faye is just kind of following, um, singing just a small little song, just going ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes, you're all fall down. She's singing it like very cheerfully, but her voice this naturally has a very like creepy connotation when she's singing like she's doing a ritual. Um, Even like in this state, you realize this is what she sings when she knows her mom's about to, fuck some shit up.
Yeah, I'm not even waiting. I don't even take in the scene as I'm walking into the daycare and immediately like grabbing Susan's wrist. I'm not thinking I
You don't get that far, but give me let's say, a simple, you know what, this is dealing with your family. So let's say, I want you to roll against me. So
okay.
I'm gonna roll. This is basically a box of doom roll, but I don't have that
Okay.
set up right now. This is seeing if your son doing something very out of the ordinary can pull you out of your attack.
Okay.
You just have to roll less than a 42.
21.
Um, you barely get to the door, and you see your son give out a bit of a cry as Susan is shot against the wall. The wall seems to crack behind her from this a pure blast of his cry, and then he just starts to laugh as her body slinks off the wall and just falls to the ground.
I'm going to stop and I'm going to before I haven't fully entered the room yet, right?
No, you like just grab the handle of the door when that happened.
Okay. Gonna read Faye, sweetie. I
Mm,
need you to go in real quick
mm,
and I need you to make things look normal.
uh-huh.
I'm going to call out for a card in a second
Mm-hmm.
and say that it seemed like I'm here to yell at Susan and realize she's passed out. I just need you to. Can you do that for mommy?
But you told me not to use magic.
I I know, and you've been very good, but I think your brother just did, and I I need to make sure that people don't ask too many questions because I need to make sure that no one takes you or JJ because of weird things. Okay?
Do you want to know the magic that JJ used?
Yeah. What did he do? What?
So you know how JJ has the ability to negate other magical abilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was called a negate blast. It negates any magic and forces it away from the user. So either Susan is not a human or Susan has a magical artifact on them.
Okay. Okay.
Us, it seems like every
Uh,
time JJ cries, he activates his abilities. So
okay. We're gonna work on that, and if you get a few, either I'm gonna check her real quick before I when I start screaming for the guards to for security to see if she has anything on her, okay? But it can't look like something threw her. That would be bad.
are
Okay?
you gonna have to reconstruct a wall? It's like two spells in one day.
I know, and I know I'm asking a lot from you, sweetie, but Auntie Annabelle's not here, so I can't do that myself.
Fine. She goes through her bag and pulls out of one of, Annabelle's books she's fully stole from the library.
when when we get home, I'm going to take that book and slip it back before Auntie Annabelle realizes it's gone, okay?
Okay. She walks in there and she goes like she's like shaking Susan, and you could see like almost the color, the red in her face is slowly shaking. Her skin looks almost sickly. Um it's almost like her skin like ages a little bit, like it loses its elasticity, and she just kind of like slips and touches the wall as it repairs itself, and then
Okay.
she comes back at you, like try to hug you like she's scared, and she's dropping sugar cubes into your
Okay.
pocket.
Okay. Okay. Q. That's probably about time I'm opening the door. And
Mm.
Susan, I know I told you a million times he's allergic to. Oh God. And just security. I I think we need a medic, or and I'm going over and like look like I'm trying to like check and make sure she's alive and like checking her pockets, make sure
Yeah.
there's nothing magical on her.
um are you trying to loot a body as you call security?
Uh, could I
You-
time it to where like
Mm.
I it's not till like after I'm like done what looks like the whole let me check and make sure you're okay for the kids after that.
You know what? We're gonna do on how you do it, and I have the way because your daughter and you are like a weird, well-oiled machine. You do that. You go and check it. You may give me a. I'm gonna. You know what? That would once again be first give me stealth to see if you can do it sneakily.
That is a 5.
Hmm.
That is an extreme for me.
So I will allow you to do your sleight of hand with advantage.
Uh, that is a 33. That is a hard success for
Mhm.
me.
Um, you don't find anything magical on her.
Okay.
Um, as you've had the time to do this, there's a moment where like the guards are acting pretty slow, and then you realize Faye's not in the room.
Okay.
And then as as the guard comes in, Faye's just like, but she's injured and I'm so scared. I need a hug, and then just keeps grabbing his legs to try like
Like,
stop him.
like,
And then she sees you and runs to you to like hold
Uncle,
you.
hey, hi. I came to check up because my daughter was mentioning something about my son's allergy, and then I come here and she is on the ground. I don't know what's wrong.
Um, the the guard's just like a college student. He's a historian in training. Um, he just kind of looks, being like, so the doctor is like off today. Are you able to watch the kids while I take
Um,
her
yeah.
across the street?
Um, Give me a second to go grab everything from my office to where I don't have to leave the kids alone. Get less than 5 minutes. I'll run here and back.
Okay, that's good. And could you take the one you're holding? Because crying
Yeah,
children are just
I
not
I
my thing.
I got her.
Mm,
She's come on, sweetie. We're
mm.
It's gonna be okay, and we're gonna get some ice cream at the end of the day. Miss Susan's gonna be fine, and I'm kind of like
Yeah,
holding and reassuring as I'm walking off to
you
get my
walk
stuff.
out. As soon as you're away, she just kind of goes like, "Mom, this is too much love and affection. I'm going to die."
Mhm. No, you aren't, sweetie, and you did very well. I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
Can you just put me down and I could just have ice cream, or are you gonna keep like petting me and praising me?
If you want to be on the, I can put you down.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm. Yeah, she just walks next to you. As her mother, she does like to get love and affection from you. She just doesn't like to show it. She has to have her street cred with the kids.
Yeah, but
So yeah, you're able to go back to your office, and as you do, you notice the body in the crate is gone.
I'm going to quickly grab my stuff and I'm trying to get Faye out of this room while, if I can, like searching, making sure, like, is something about to come out and attack us?
Um, yeah, as you're doing that, she does like, because you're in the back of the building. She opens up a window, whistles as her pet Raven like comes on her shoulder, and she just goes, "Okay, listen, we cannot stab everything. We are behaving today. Mom is stressed. Also, Mom doesn't. Oh, hi, Mom. I totally didn't summon my Raven. You- She,
Uh,
she like grabs like a tissue and puts it on her shoulder to try and cover
uh,
the Raven.
that's what your Raven can be here, sweetie. It's fine. Let, let, let's let's get out of here, okay? And I am I'm looking, I'm listening, because
Yeah.
oh god.
She just kind of sits there and talks with her Raven like it's a normal fucking thing. Um, you, I'm not even gonna have you roll for it. You don't feel anything. You don't sense a single thing, except you hear Dinah in your ear just going like, "So, lost a dead body in a museum, huh?"
Yeah, I realize. Um, I I want to get back to the kids quickly because I don't know where that is, and odds are it's probably going to eventually find the daycare.
Ah, cool. Now, I really hate to tell you this, but you do know Faye just put her in a coma, right?
Honestly, I'm not that upset about it. Susan's a bitch. We all know this.
Why? Is it because she's trying to sleep with your husband and your husband's like somewhat oblivious to it?
It doesn't matter because it's never gonna work. It's the principle of the matter, and it's also I am like at this point I am about 99% certain that she is fudging the budgets of the museum because there is no way my working conditions should still be like this.
Oh, she's sleeping with the boss.
Oh, that fucking hoe. Why? God damn it.
Oh yeah, like I know people are saying it's like a rumor around here because I totally listen into all of conversations because I'm fucking dead. What are you gonna do? Sue me? Um, but it also means I'm incorporeal, so I was just bored one day and kind of walked in on it and thought this might be interesting. But oh my god, it was so vanilla. It was so normal. Like if you're gonna sleep with your boss, have fun with it.
You give her far too much credit. Okay. Oh, I knew it.
Yeah,
Knew it.
you walk in to the daycare once again, being like, "I knew it," and the guard just looks at you. You knew what?
That I left the paperwork in my office. I thought it was the top left drawer. It's actually I apparently moved it to the right drawer. Sorry. Sorry. But I have everything I need, so I don't have to leave the kids alone.
Yeah, he fully failed an insight to see if you
Yeah.
were lying. So yeah, he just tosses this woman over his shoulders and just walks out.
Okay. All right, kids. How about we have some arts and crafts time?
Um, yeah, the kids are able to go and do the arts and crafts and stuff
Okay.
like that. Give me just a second. Nobody left. Okay, Michael was talking to me, then walked off. Uh, yeah. Kids go off. They go to do their own thing. And Faye is giving the maniacal smile that she gives when she's given free will.
Remember, public appropriate, sweetheart, as I'm like heading towards the office because
Mm,
magical influence somewhere on Susan, all
mm,
things considered. If it wasn't anything on her
mm,
that I could find, it might be something in her office.
mm. Yeah, you're able to go to her office, and there's the missing relics from past catalogs you've got to go through. Is like on her walls. She has a perfectly just ordered, custom made like elderwood desk. Her chair is like freshly made, upholstered. Her flooring has been completely redone. The room's been repainted. She has her private bathroom. Compared to you, have to walk halfway across the building and go to a bathroom because yours broke down.
Oh, that bitch. Oh, that motherfucking bitch.
Mhm. As you walk around, there is a part of the floor that just creaks a little bit.
Stop, step back,
Mhm.
hear the creak again, and go to examine.
Spot hidden.
Okay. Spot hidden. That is a 60. That
Mhm.
is a pass.
Um, you notice that that wood is a door to something. It's probably locked, but there's probably a hidden compartment or maybe even a passageway under it. You notice the board connects underneath the desk, so you'd have to slightly move the desk to be able to open the board.
Gonna I'm gonna search her desk first and then I'm going to move it.
Mhm.
Just in case.
You're able to search it and you find a wooden key.
Hmm. Okay.
Other than that, it's normal paperwork. There's love notes between her and the big boss. Um, But other than that, it's the normal, historian, daycare worker, paperwork.
Okay.
You also
Kinda
see the next meeting's budget notes of how everything was going to be allocated, and she and the boss had already signed off on it. But they did the stupid where they wrote everything in pencil.
I'm gonna quickly adjust that first and foremost. Like, hold up, it's already signed. I can fix this. I can get.
Forgery. Roll me forgery.
Fuck yeah. All right. That is a 20. That's a hard success for
You're
me.
you're able to forge this in both of their handwritings pretty easily.
Yeah. 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 Keep trying to fuck over my department, bitch. See how that see how that's working out for you now. All right, now I'm going to move the desk.
You're able to move the desk, and as you do, there seems to be a small little keyhole in the floorboard.
Okay. Well, I got a wooden key.
Oh. Yeah, you put the key in, and the board pops up almost like a latch opens, and there seems to be a ladder descending down.
If I look down, is it dark? Or
Um, it's dark, but you think you see a place where there might be a switch or something to turn on a light, or there might be like a wooden torch that you can turn on. It's unclear. You think you would have light when you go down there.
okay. If I think there's gonna be light, I'm just gonna very briefly poke my head out of the office. I'm gonna work on some paperwork in here. If you need me, Faye, come get me, all right?
So I'm in charge, mommy.
Make good decisions, please. And remember that mommy works here.
Okay. You close the door and you swear you hear Faye say, "All right, soldiers, attention! We are going to continue our hostile takeover."
One problem at a time, one problem at a time. That could be we'll deal with that later. And I'm going down.
You slowly ascend down. Some of the pieces of the ladder tend to break off. You're able to catch yourself easily. Um, at one point, knowing Charlotte, she probably took her work heels off and just tossed them back up there. So this way, she's barefoot. Um,
Yeah.
she is smart enough to know not to go into the catacombs with heels on after season one.
Yeah. I imagine like in this bag there's just like we carry a set of flats for
Yeah,
emergencies.
you have those like heeled boots that Jesse made you that are made for like this type of stuff. You still have like a bit of a heel
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And there's just the monogram on like the inside of it. Just because you're doing something gross doesn't mean you have to look gross, darling.
Yep. All right. Switch shoes. Let's go.
You get
Hand
down. Oh, go
gun
ahead.
in hand.
You get
Gun
down
in hand.
there. There is a torch that you're able to like easily light. The wall seems to be made out of easily enough material for you to identify that you can basically use the torch like a match against the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. As you go down, you can smell, and also this is another body horror moment for those people in the audience. As you go down, you start to smell decomposing corpses. You swear you can see like roaches and maggots start to go to the floor the more you go down. And in there seems to be almost like a metallic machine. It's like a throne. It's very steampunk like, and there are 5 different platforms. One of them is a young girl, not much older than like 12 years old, as it seems like she's stuck in a point where she's screaming in pain, as it almost like a willow tree bloomed in the center of her, and the roots have torn through her stomach, grabbed onto the ground as the top of it has like gone through her neck and came out of her mouth. Um, there is another guy that's like a couple like the next platform to the right that seems that almost his body was horribly mutated into this weird mixture between a humanoid and a cockroach. It's like he was screaming in pain for it to end, but he's just stuck in this not never ending stasis. And there's just three more bodies that look like that you cannot directly see. This machine seems to have like tubes connecting to each one of them. And in the center, it's a chair that has like needles that go through all the way like down the spine.
I'm listening. I'm writing down.
Oh, you're good.
Like, okay, and there's like a chair with needles going through the spine.
Oh, yes, it's like if someone were to sit there, each needle would hit each piece of the spine going down someone's back.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh god. Oh fuck.
You would recognize that this is some sort of ritual area.
Okay. This is a ritual area. Okay. Well, do I have anything that might be useful in this moment? Do I think these people are dead?
They're most definitely dead.
Oh, I'm gonna do something I probably shouldn't. I'd like to spend 3 magic points on Speak with Dead.
Do you want to speak to one of the two that you can see? Or one of the
Yeah.
three that you can't see?
Uh, you know what? I'm dealer's choice. There you go, Keeper. You decide who.
I'll roll a fucking D6.
But you know what?
I apologize for this.
That's fine. Hey, I put this. I willingly said, "Have fun." I did this to myself. It's fine.
For those of you in the audience that might have issues with seeing children in pain, this is your moment to skip away, and I'll put it, in the description for you where to jump to. Um, so, as you cast this magic, you see the corpse of the little girl who's been torn into a tree. You hear screams, but it's muffled because something is in her mouth. She's screaming for help for her mom and her dad, and she doesn't know what she did wrong. And then your magic isn't strong enough, and it just instantly stops as she once again compulses and dies right in front of you.
Okay. Fuck. I'm trying to figure out what's been going on. Like, what's the point of these experiments or these rituals? Any, just looking and trying to find anything of importance here.
Um, if you want, you can make an occult check.
I will try. Occult's like not the best with it. I'd like to spend 10 luck to make that a success.
You
I
can
had a
always
20.
try and push it as well if you want to instead of spending the luck.
It's a 20. I'm not sure I'm going to get much lower.
Okay, sure. So you're spending the 10 luck to get
Yeah.
to a success?
Yeah, if I push it, I'm probably going to get a lot higher.
That's fair. You
Yeah.
know from research into multiple things, this is a old machine in some of Da Vinci's old journals that could possibly be a machine theorized to give someone everlasting life by zapping the youth out of other people and transferring it to the person who sits in the center.
Okay. Oh God. I think I don't know if I will get phone service down here, but I am desperately trying to call the general because I think that's who, if we've ever run into supernatural incidents, that's who we would have called. And I'm not, I want, if that makes sense here, what I'm trying to say.
You go to pick up your phone. Well,
Mhm.
you can't pick up your phone because the landlines are still the
Yeah.
thing at this time.
Okay.
You go to think about calling someone.
Yeah. Yes.
So, what's your max HP?
15.
This is fun. You hear a voice behind you that simply says, I told you to stop looking for me. Before you can see who it is, you are knocked out and you take 10 points of damage.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. That's a major wound
Mm-hmm.
then. All right. Good to know. I still have 5 HP, so can I see who it is?
He knocked you out, like with
Okay.
that attack. He hit you so hard in the back of the head, he just kind of knocked you out.
Okay.
It's only a couple days later that you wake up with your kids beside you in a hospital bed. And you can see next to you that Sam is in critical condition. And this is where we're going to end your one shot.
Okay. Ah!
Do you wish to say something to like the audience real quick about coming back into season 2, how it felt?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Ah! First of all, fuck you, Susan. Fuck you. You deserve everything coming to you.
You deserve that my son almost killed you and my daughter put you in a coma.
You almost killed my son. Fuck you. You deserve this. You get fucking everyone over. I feel no ounce of guilt for what's happening to you. Uh, I don't even think I'm fully aware of who I'm looking into. Like, wait, who are you? What have I looked into before that was about you? What the fuck?
I will tell you this. The person who knocked you out is the BBUG of season 2.
But I've heard the voice before.
You have, but you can't pinpoint it. It's been
Male or
distorted.
female?
You can't tell due to the distortion. Anyways, thank you all for coming to watch the first episode of Shattering of the Cage, the second season of The Evil Cage. Stay tuned because in 2 more weeks, we'll have our wonderful Sam give his POV in his one shot. So stay tuned. Thank you for coming to the Disney Complex. If you go into our links, we do have a Twitter. And if you have more questions for our dear Kayla about this episode or any future episodes from our players, you can join our Discord. And if you have like $2 to donate to our Patreon, you will unlock a page where you can exclusively ask the cast any questions you want. So please join us. It's going to be fun here, and thank you once again for stopping by and this chaotic complex of a mess. Bye.